Hey everybody, it's me, Chasey Poo. Today is a video I don't want to make, a video I thought I would never have to make, but I'm going to make it because I want to educate people who watch my channel and let them know what's going on in the United States regarding trans rights right now. And yes, I'm not from the United States, I'm Canadian. I follow American politics very closely. Like 90% of my friends are in the United States, so it affects quite a lot of people that I love. So I pay very close attention. So today I'm going to educate you on what's going on, but I also want you to read the articles about what's going on because I also want to rant a little bit and I might just go on a tangent. So what's going on? Well, just to give you like a spoiler alert, this is some bullshit. Oh, and I'm not going to censor myself because I am so tired of having to do that. Can I just be myself? Can I just be a trans person? Can I exist? Oh, well, apparently, under the Trump administration, no, you can't. So under the Obama administration, gender was loosely defined as an individual's choice, which is a little bit problematic, but also as something that is not determined by your sex assigned at birth, which is awesome and leaves room for trans people to actually be included in like laws that protect against gender discrimination. Of course, a lot of people were opposed to this, like the people who deal with dorms and like locker rooms and bathrooms. Do I even need to go into the bathroom debate? Why is there even a debate? Let people pee. Also, I'm getting a lot of my information from articles that I read, so please take a look at the links in the description below so you can get more information as well. So why is this such bullshit, Chase? Why? I mean, you're only talking about Obama. What could Trump do that could be so bad for trans rights? How about completely erase us? How about that? Completely erase us out of existence, like we don't exist for real at all. Who are we? No one. Poof. I know that sounds dramatic, but wait. They're planning on changing this definition of gender. And they're planning on changing it to something that is biological and a condition determined by genitalia at birth. Now, while reading this article, I was a little confused because it seems like they're using sex and gender kind of interchangeably sometimes when they're talking about policies, which was really confusing because we all know that it's not the same thing. So it's confusing as to what they're planning on doing and why they're doing this. So because they're changing the definition of gender to something, you know, biological and something, you know, you're born with, and that completely erases trans people completely out of existence, because if gender is only something that is determined by your sex assigned at birth, then by definition, trans people don't exist. Anyways, so because they're changing this definition of gender, that means that a lot of the policies are going to be changing as well. So Title IX is a federal civil rights law that bans any gender discrimination in education programs that are funded and financially aided by the United States government. Now, because they want to change this definition of gender to exclude trans people, that literally means that if somebody is trans and they get discriminated against and they say, hey, I was discriminated against because I'm trans, this should go under the gender discrimination law. Nope. So let me give you a little example. Let's say you're a trans woman and you get discriminated against based on being a trans woman. So because your gender is now only your sex assigned at birth, you can't be protected under that law. That means that they'll be like, nah, you're actually, I'm sorry, male. That is so triggering. It is. Look, I knew this video was going to be hard to make, but like, hunty, I'm having a very fucking hard time right now dealing and processing with this. I'm not even joking. I've been filming for 45 minutes. This is my 5th time trying to film this video. So basically, Obama gave trans people all these rights, and the Trump administration is going to get it in and take it all back. So any type of trans protection in the United States under the law federally isn't there anymore. And I say federally with like emphasis, because a lot of these things that we hear, like, oh, in Texas, oh, in New Mexico, oh, in North Carolina, but it seemed to had only happened to a couple of states. This is on a federal level, which means that in the entire United States, the laws of discrimination is gonna change. What kind of fucking world do we live in? They literally were like, no, we're going to change the definition of gender, something more uniform, something more explicit, something that's more clear to people so that people will really understand what it means. Because apparently saying that gender is something that is not determined by the sex you were assigned at birth is very confusing to people. You know, instead of educating them on what that even means. So let's spend millions of dollars on changing the definition of gender, which doesn't need to be changed. Can I just like rant for 3 seconds? Hey, remember that one time that Trump had a rainbow flag and it was upside down and it said LGBT for Trump? See, I'm not sure if that picture is real because some people have said it's fake and it wasn't true that it was upside down, although it looks very real to me. Remember that? Remember how said? You remember? Remember? And there are literally quotes of Trump saying that we're going to protect everyone. This is to protect everyone. How the fuck is changing the definition to erase trans people out of existence protecting everyone? You're basically saying that trans people aren't people because you're saying we want to protect everyone except the trans people. And when I mean like sex at birth, by the way, I mean like they literally say genitalia. And they said, I couldn't believe this when I read this. I was like, okay, but what happens? Like there's people who are intersex and like, hello, that happens. They said that if they can't tell by the genitalia of somebody, excuse me, then they're going to do a genetic test. Alrighty. Really? I thought we had gone through this, man. That doesn't work. And also, really? Genitalia? Like, are we talking children? Are we talking adults? Like, you want to go to the bathroom, show me your genitals? What the? Like I said, I have a lot of friends in the United States, and it really scares me to know that a lot of them won't be protected under this. And it was such a monumental thing when trans people were kind of acknowledged, and the president of the United States said transgender, and I was like shook because that, you know, they never said that word before, and I was like, oh my god, now people are going to know that we exist. Obviously, it was a step forward, and now I feel like we've taken a decade back, like we have ran the opposite direction forcefully. We don't want to, because federally, we no longer exist. What the? Hello, what? No. Okay, here's the thing. Rant time, we fucking exist, all right? You can't delete us. You cannot erase us. We are here. We are all over the planet. We are all over the United States. And when this law passes, we will fight. We will be there on the streets. There are protests every single day since that was announced. Sorry, I'm getting like emotional. Just give me a second. I will say, though, that I'm very happy to see a lot of celebrities supporting us and saying, like, the fuck? I am just so shook. Like, I knew that bad things were going to happen under Trump. We all knew. We all knew. No matter how many... No, he's going to be good for LGBT rights. He's going to be good for women. There was not one ounce in me that thought and that had a hope that he would actually be good for the LGBT community. I thought that he was just going to leave us alone and not talk to us, not talk about us, but now it's worse. Now you are deciding to delete us. And like, I feel like I'm not expressing myself because I'm a bit emotional right now, but I want everybody who's watching this video who isn't trans to really understand what that means. Imagine the government changing a law that now literally doesn't include you anymore, and you are not included in any law, even though you were before. Like, you have been stripped of all of your rights. And to anybody watching who is part of the LGBT community, or who has somebody in their family, in their life who's LGBT, and voted for Trump and said, no, it's fine. I want you to really assess what's going on right now, because I don't want to sit here and say, I told you so. I don't want to have to tell you that. I want to be able to say, hey, he left us alone. That was great. Unfortunately, he didn't. And I'm sorry, but that is partly your fault because you voted for him. And I'm so scared of him getting reelected. And unfortunately, I was looking at like the statistics, and statistically, they almost always get reelected, like Bush was reelected, you know? So what I'm gonna do in this video right now is 3 things. 1, acknowledge every single fucking trans person that's watching this. You are valid, you exist. Do not listen to these people. I don't care if they are these government officials and they're supposed to be the authority on who we are and on what we're supposed to do. Absolutely not. We exist, we're here, we have always been here, and we will always be here. We will always fight, and we won't cease to exist. We will always be here. 2, go vote. Oh my God. If you are over 18 and you can vote, go vote. 3rd thing is that there is a t-shirt campaign that I'll link below that has a very beautiful design that really, it emphasizes that we exist, and you know, you can't just erase us because we're everywhere. I'll put that link in the description below. 100% of the funds from that is going to trans people in need of like gender marker changes and name changes, and I think they're also going to go to Trans Lifeline, because I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know the percentage of calls that Trans Lifeline got in the last 4 days. I want to know, but like, I don't. Because I don't know if you remember this, but when Trump was elected, they saw a record number of calls to the Trans Lifeline. And the Trans Lifeline, by the way, is like the trans suicide hotline. And they're open all the time. And there's a US and a Canadian number. And you get like peer support and support by counselors. And it's great. and they deserve more money because I am terrified that they're going to be getting a lot of calls and they won't be able to handle the influx. So I want, again, to emphasize to every single trans person, you are valid. You exist. There are unfortunately government agencies that apparently fucking hate us and want us to cease to exist, but we're not going anywhere. I don't know if anyone's following the election that's happening right now in Brazil, just to kind of like give you a little, but because the person who wants to get elected is like, wants a dictatorship, a lot of people have been murdering trans women, especially trans women of color, under his name. And if you're not aware, Brazil is the #1 country for the murder of trans women, especially trans women of color, obviously. And it is increasing because of this potential election, this guy who wants to come in. So not that I'm saying that's going to happen in the United States, but so we need to be out there. I want every single person who isn't trans or who is trans, reach out to somebody in your life who is trans and tell them that they're real, that they're valid, and that they exist. Because I know that there's some kids out there who are going to watch this video or like read these articles and maybe not see all these videos, who feel hopeless and like, oh my God, I literally don't exist anymore, so maybe I shouldn't exist. I don't want people to think that. Yes, this is on a federal level, but remember that we are a community that is so strong. There's that picture that I love. It's like one big fish and then like, I don't know, like 100 little fish that make up like the symbol of a big fish, and it's bigger than the small. So like as minorities together, if we stick together and we fight together, we are a majority over the majority of these like white men in office who think that they can tell you what gender is when they don't even know the difference between sex and gender. They probably don't even know what gender roles are, gender norms. Honestly, some people need to take some fucking sociology classes. I swear to God, just like learn to respect people and leave people alone. Also, I thought this shirt would be absolutely appropriate to wear in this video. It says, "We're not going anywhere." I don't know if these shirts are still available, but if they are, I will put the link in the description below. Because guess what? We're not going anywhere. I need everyone to understand that this is real. I know this video is long and I'm sorry, and it turned out to be a rant video, and I'm getting all choked up now. My nose is blocked and I'm leaking from my face holes. This is just unbelievable. So I know that there are a bunch of petitions going around, so literally just look at every single link that I'm going to post below. I'll even pin a post in the comment section. I want us to support each other and be there for each other. Reach out to somebody that you know who is trans, who might be suffering. Tell them that you're here for them, and keep posting about this, because you can't stop us. You can't stop us from existing. We're still here. We're going to keep posting about this, make more videos about this, talk about this in more articles, talk about this on TV, talk about this in the newspaper. Like, just literally, social media storm, go. Like how we did when YouTube kind of like fucked over trans people a little bit, and that was like really fucked up. And we really talked about it, and then they paid attention a little bit. We need to do this, but like 3 billion times more, because this is a disaster on a federal level. And to end this video, honestly, I feel like if this happens, we need to give like political asylum to LGBT individuals everywhere. Canada has this. I have helped people actually get LGBT asylum here, because they were being prosecuted in their country and they couldn't go back, so they stayed here and stuff like that, which is great, and I'm glad that we have that available. But I feel like when a country literally says that you don't exist anymore, you need to be in a safer place. So we need to create places that are safe. So any GSA, any LGBT organizations in schools, just talk, man, talk it out, have a meeting. Because if I'm this emotional, and I don't even live in the United States, and also a man telling me that I don't exist in the law, like, yes, I do exist, you know? Can you imagine the people who are younger, who are questioning themselves in the United States without support? So please, I'm urging you, go vote. I'm urging you, go click the links below, and please keep talking about this. You don't have to share this video, share articles about this. I don't care. I just want people to keep talking about this. I'm going to talk to my dad and my stepmom about this. I don't usually talk to them about trans rights and stuff like that. I can't not talk about this. Everybody needs to know about what's going on, because they want us to disappear. But we're not going anywhere. No, we're not. Trans people are here, always been here, always will be. We started the LGBT movement, Hunty. Trans women of color started that. And to deny the existence of... Oh my god, I can't. Okay. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. I'm going to try to reply to everyone because we all need to fucking support each other right now. I will see you later, all right? I hope you have a great day. I really, really hope you have a great day. I know it's shitty right now, but just do one thing today that'll make you feel better. If you really like going to that one restaurant and you want fries, you fucking go get your fries. You do something that makes you feel good today. You're beautiful and you're valid and you exist.